I've done it again. I bought another Mini. Right, fellas, and yes, you heard it right, I bought another Mini. Now this is probably just as much of a shock to you as it is to me, because I wasn't expecting to buy a Mini, but when the right car turns up, I just thought, you know what, I can't let that slip. So yeah, it's now sat in my garage, right behind you, and yeah, I'm absolutely made up with it. I'm really, really happy, and I think this now is the final car that I'm going to have for my collection. Like I say, I've got space for 3 Minis, and I think I've got the perfect trio now for them. So getting on to the perfect trio, that means I have sold one. So I've sold my Mayfair. The reason I've sold that car, a lot of people ask me on Instagram why you sold it. You've been mad selling it, and I probably am mad selling it because I probably never find a car as original like that again. But getting on to why I've sold it, I want something that I can use and not be scared of, you know, ruining the originality of it, because the problem with that car is because it was so good, I was just scared to do anything with it, and I don't want to feel like that with the car. The likes of like the Cooper S and my van, because they've already been restored, I can use them, and if they need restoring again, I'll just restore them again. But when you've got a car that's factory original, if I was to restore that car, I'd lose, you know, the provenance what it had. So that was the main reason, deciding factor why I'd sold it. And I always said I would never sell it unless something special replaces it, and I feel as though this car ticks the boxes perfectly. So yeah, I'm super excited. I really, really am. Like I say, this isn't a car that I've bought specifically for YouTube or anything like that. YouTube's not paid for it. You know, I've worked my ass off to buy this. You know, just like, you know, everyone else out there who's buying the Minis and stuff. There's just, you know, there's a few people that think all YouTubers have got masses and masses of YouTube money. It's not the case. So anyway, that's enough of the waffle about YouTube and all that kind of stuff. The history file on this car is like something I've never seen before. It's got all the previous MOTs. It's got like the original bill of sale. It's got, honestly, like I've never seen anything like it. It's just ridiculous. In the past 7 years, this car has had just under £40,000 spent on it, so you can kind of get an idea of the level the previous owners have gone to keep this car and get it into the condition what it is today. And I just think, honestly, it's such a special car. It really, really is. So getting on to why I bought this kind of car, and what I've wanted for this Mini. I want something usable. I want something where the windows go down. I don't want Mark 1 windows because I want to be able to take my son out in it. I want it to be a little bit more refined than a Mark 1, because obviously I've got the Mark 1. And don't get me wrong, these are great cars, but I think from a usability point of view, I wanted something a little bit more refined, just for me and my son, because I want to be able to take him to the shows and stuff. Because, you know, every night after work, I come home and I bring him in the garage and he sits in the cars and, you know, he drives them with a steering wheel and all that kind of stuff. And I think he's got the Mini bug. I really, really think he's got the Mini bug. And I just want to be able to take him out and enjoy it. So I thought I need something what is usable and it's not going to rattle his ears off, because if you've ever been in a Mark 1, they're not the quietest things in the world. So that's why I've opted for a later style, than a Mark 1 Mini. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because I'm just going to keep the suspension going. I kind of quite like this, because I know we'll all be in the live chat now. I'm going to be in the live chat as well at the same time. So get your guesses in, what you think it's going to be, and we'll see who guessed right. So like I said, the history file is just unbelievable. The history file as well, right from when it was brand new, right the way up until present day, everything's traceable. Like, I could see when the car was sold from the first owner in 2014 to the second owner. I've got all the history file from when the second owner had it, what the second owner's done to it, and then finally what the dealer has done to it before I bought it. So like I say, in the past 7 years, it has just had an absolutely obscene amount of money thrown at it to get it in this position. And I was considering doing a car myself to restore myself, but it just doesn't make sense to me to do it, because you know it just doesn't make sense to do it, and that's why I've bought one that, don't get me wrong, I can still do loads of improvements on it. I can make it better than what it is, and that's what I kind of like doing, is getting a real good platform and then just improving on it and making it better than what it is. But I'm not going to go into massive details about the engine spec on it, but it has been tuned by Swift Tune as well. So it's a seriously serviceable, capable car. And yeah, it's something different. And again, it's quite original at the same time. So I kind of like the overall package of it. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep it any longer. So this is my new car. Right, okay, so there we have it. My Mark III Cooper S. How good does that look in bronze yellow? I absolutely love this car. I've had it 2 weeks and I've just been coming in the garage, like, staring at it thinking, what an upgrade from the Mayfair. So a few facts about the car. So it is a 1970 car, and it is an early Cooper S as well, because it's got a few Mark II bits on it, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But what I'll probably do, I'll start with the engine, and then I'll kind of show you around the outside of the car, and we'll move on to the interior of the car as well. So the bit that I'm most excited about is the engine. So this is the original engine, but obviously it's been rebuilt by Swift Tune. So from what I know at the minute, without delving into all the spec list, it is a 1380. It has got an SW5 cam in it. Now, I was a little bit skeptical about these having different cams in them, because it's technically altered from being, you know, a standard car. But I thought, do you know what, my Mark 1's original, I might as well try something different. So I actually spoke to my mate Mark, who's got a Mark III, and I rang him and I said, right, this is the crack with this car, what do you reckon? And he said to me, honestly mate, you won't regret it. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. But yeah, I take Mark's word for it. So like I say, 1380, it's got an SW5 cam, it has got twin H4 carbs in it as well, the same as what I've got on my Mark 1. So I reckon this thing is going to be absolutely rapid. So I think it makes 90 brake horsepower, I think at either 3.5 or 4,500 revs, and it'll go all the way up to, I think, 100 brake horsepower on the dyno sheet. Like I say, if anyone wants to know more engine specs on it and see the dyno printout, I can show that in a future video. So getting on to kind of like the original bits on the car as well, which is nice. I'm just going to cover up these bits because I don't want anyone ringing it off the internet. So this here on the slam panel is all original. So when it's been repainted, it's only been repainted to that bit there. So this is all original paint, which is pretty nice, and I quite like that. The bonnet catch has been replaced at some point because obviously from a factory, those would have been painted bronze yellow, because it's an external bonnet release. I say it's got an FE number on it as well, which I think it was built in October 1970, and then it was registered in November 70. Again, I'd have to look back at the history file. I've not looked at it again since I bought the car. But yeah, the engine should be black originally, but given it's been tuned by Swift Tune, I'm not right bothered that it's green, and also it matches the Mark 1 on the van all being green, so doesn't bother me too much. It's got sound deadening on the underside of the bonnet as well. I need to do something with that bonnet stay, because that is like super bent, but again, all that looks like original paint. Underneath the bonnet as well is original paint, because it's nowhere near as good as the outside. But like I said, I quite like that, the fact that, you know, from the outside it looks real nice, but then when you start digging deeper, you start to see a little bit of the original car in it, and a little bit of patina. So that's a engine waffle out of the way. So it's got the original Cooper S wheels on it. So the Mark 2s and Mark 3s used to come with silver wheels. I think the Mark 2s and Mark 3s come with a 4.5J from factory. I don't think the 3.5J was a thing. Don't quote me on it, but I think that was the case. I think someone said to me later Mark 1s come standard with a 4.5J wheels, and then obviously the Mark 2s and Mark 3s, being later cars anyway, did all come with that. So it is fitted with Falcon 165/70/10 tyres. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep them tyres or not, but again, depending on what I decide to do with it will depend on what I do with them. But I'm going to be getting Blockley tyres fitted to my Mark 1, and I think the correct tyre for this car would either be, like I said, a Blockley kind of tread pattern, the SP41s that the Dunlops that they used to come with, or it'd be a Dunlop Aquajet tyre. So again, this is stuff I can do in the future. I'm not just going to get crazy with this one straight away. I just want to get it adapted, get it on the road, and just enjoy it really. So yeah, moving on to the outside of the car as well. I say you got a little British Leyland badge there. Wing mirrors, again, all original. You've got some nice patina on those as well. This again is all original. It's got like a few little dents in it and stuff, which I think it's cool. That the fact that it's a 51-year-old car, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. The fact it's 51-year-old, it's never going to be perfect. This trim on the bottom here is a replacement trim. Again, these fuel caps are original. The lights as well are original, because they've got like a patina along the edge there. Again, this original bumper as well, it's got like I say, a slight patina on it. Again, I could probably polish that up and get it a little bit better, which I probably do, but I certainly won't be replacing it. It's got the Mark II rear handle on it as well, being an early car. The later Mark IIIs had the one that fitted flush towards the boot as well, so I think the reason they changed it is because you can kind of like grab yourself on that, so that's why they changed to the later, obviously, handle. Again, you got the Cooper S badge on that. And the thing with these Mark IIIs, which is really cool, is unless you really know what you're looking at from the front, you'd never know it was a Cooper S until you get around the back and see the Cooper S badge and the twin tanks. Again, the wheels give it away, but apart from the twin tanks, the badge and the wheels, there's no difference on this car from the outside than the standard Mini 1000, which I think is pretty cool. That, don't get me wrong, I think my Mark 1 looks better, but I think as an all-round package, being usable, I just think this ticks so many boxes. I just have to get one. What else? All right, let's move on to the inside of it as well. What I really like about this is you've got doors that actually open and windows that wind down. Mark 1s look so cool, but when it comes to practicality, they're not the best. So the seats have been retrimmed as well by Newton Commercials. It's had new carpets in it, obviously new mats. These, to me, they're probably not the original ones. They look too good for me. Now, what I do think is original is this kind of dashboard. So I've seen pictures of the car in the past, and it had like a wooden what's it called, dash in it. So obviously that's been took out and it's been reverted back to standard. So the beauty with those is obviously it's protected what's behind it for years and years. So this is original. The lower dash rail looks original, and again, all this looks original to me. But I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, this car's twice my age. I'm only going off what I'm looking at condition wise against obviously the new stuff, and then trying to figure out, you know, what's original and what's not. So back seat cover again has been replaced by Richard Williams, who I bought it off, and that was done by Newton Commercials. Now, what is 100% original on this is the headliner. So the headliner around the outside, you can actually see all the glue from the factory. So I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to keep it because, again, I quite like the fact that it's got some original bits on it, as well as obviously a few new bits just to bring the standard of it up a little bit. So again, the Webasto sunroof was fitted from new. I wasn't keen on it at first, I'll be honest with you, because when the roof's shut on the car, it doesn't look the best. But when the roof's open, I just think it looks so cool. And what I really like about this, when you actually sit in the car as well, it makes the car feel so big and spacious. And the fact that, you know, you've got windows that wind down, you've got a roof that opens, you've got rear windows that open, I just think from a usability point of view, it's just everything I want from a Mini. And like I say, I love the Mark 1s. Mark 1s is where, you know, my heart is, but they're not super practical, especially when you get to, you know, the summer and it's like 28 degrees and then you're sweating your tits off in a car driving to a show. It's not the best. So yeah, I think this one is going to be a proper little good car that I can, you know, whiz down to London to Brighton in it and do the further away shows. And obviously the Mark 1 I can stick a little bit more local with. So the steering wheel as well, just while I remember, isn't original. It's actually a multi-litre one. So I don't know if I'll keep that or change it back to a standard one. I'm not too sure. Again, the gear knob isn't the original one. That's a multi-litre one as well. So whether I'll change these bits out, I just need to decide what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know whether these are original or not, or whether they should be black. I'm not too sure. But yeah, everything else in there is pretty original looking. Also as well, which I like, when it's been resprayed as well, it's had obviously all the doors resprayed inside and out, but this along here, this lip, has been left, and you can actually see like the patina on there where, you know, it's been rubbed over the years and stuff. And what I've learned to appreciate with Minis over the years is it's quite nice to have a little bit of originality left in them, rather than, you know, totally redoing everything. But yeah, so that is my Mark III Cooper S. Like I said, I'm going to be doing plenty more videos on this in the future. Like I say, when I eventually decide what I'm going to do with it, I'll be doing plenty more stuff on it. Oh, I don't think I showed you inside of it. So it's had a new boot board in it as well. Like I say, all in there is black as well. So it's actually Zybarted from new as well, and it's on the original bill of sale. It's had new plates and stuff fitted to it. I've actually got the original plate off the back of it as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let us know what you think of it. But I'm super made up, and I hope everyone thinks that I made the right choice letting the Mayfair go and replacing it with this thing. Okay then, so that is my new Mini. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it comes as a bit of a surprise for you guys as well, because like I say, it just kind of happened over the course of the last few weeks. But yeah, I'm super made up with it. And like I say, if you've got any suggestions as to what you think I should do, like I say, I'm open to this one being a little bit different. I'm not chasing 100% originality, because obviously it's been tuned by Swift Tune. Although that is the original engine, like I say, it's not original spec, so I'm not chasing originality like I am with the Mark 1. So yeah, I'd be keen to know what you guys think and what your thoughts are of it. So yeah, I shall see you in the next one. The next video will be doing the genuine Cooper S wheels on my Mark 1 Cooper S, and then yeah, I shall catch you in the next one. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again.